Welcome to Dynamite Delight, a show that, guys, this show felt like, I'll give it to you like this. I really believe they took a really big jab at the WWE and just did this. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you guys, but you know what I mean. Got a little bit of gift for ya. That's what it kind of felt like. Like this particular show after Revolution was to show the WWE, we are better. Suck it. And I think I might use that title. We're better. Suck it. That's the attitude they gave off. Now, the opening of the show was with Moxley, which is not a surprise. They need to do it with him. And he kind of added to this because he said that this title's not mine. It's all yours. You guys are the ones who made AEW come into existence. You wanted an alternative, true pro wrestling. And that kind of makes you think that they're really trying to emphasize that this is real pro wrestling because they're actually listening to the fans. Compared to the WWE that just does whatever the hell it wants. So that's how it kind of felt. We got Chris coming out because he was damn pissed off, particularly after Moxley called him out. And here's the thing. Chris pretty much said simply, I can't stand this because you cheated, because I was preparing for the last 3 months for a guy who was blind in one eye and you cheated. You're a cheater and you don't deserve that title and I'm going to finish you. And he says this, if I can't make you get carried out in a stretcher by the time we have a match tonight, I'm leaving for the next 2 months. That was kind of a nice thing. I actually like that. That if he can't make him go out in a stretcher, he is simply leaving for the next 2 months without pay. They actually emphasized it in commentary as well, which wasn't that great. I still wish Taz was there. Either have Tony removed or JR removed and just leave Taz with either one of them and Excalibur, and I think it will work pretty damn well. 8-man tag. SCU and Colt Cabana versus the Dark Order, and this, to me, guys, is sad. He's in my face. Look, I'm glad that he's working with a new company that's helpful. He will probably help the company a lot. He is a very good wrestler that's well known in the business, but NWA really needed him. I liked him on NWA Power, and now unless he has some type of agreement with AEW to allow him to work with NWA periodically, he's done with NWA until his contract is over with. So, I'm glad that he's helping AEW, but I do believe working with Billy Corgan, it was helping NWA. And that's just me. You guys tell me below. It was a good match, but at the end of it, you wonder how long we're going to wait for the Exalted One, because Evil Uno says, I am not standing for this. We are going to get our revenge. Not in all these words, but he pretty much says we're getting our revenge. The Exalted One will make sure this gets straightened out and you will pay. Now the question is going to be, when does the Exalted One that we believe is Jeff Hardy is coming? That's the question. Cody. No, you know what? Let me get this over with. Big Swirl versus the Librarian. The female Librarian. I can't remember her name. You know why I can't remember her name? Because I think the last time I saw her was... when? On the pay-per-views. Last year. I don't even remember her name. And this match made it feel like that because Big Swirl destroyed this woman and her man within less than 5 minutes. And the thing that was kind of sad for me was because Britt Baker was there. She was there on commentary. But it felt... She didn't even need to be out there because it was so brief. And if you're going to make Britt Baker something important, maybe you should have gave her a match. Maybe you should have let her have a talking segment instead of this Big Swole match. I understand Big Swole's got to be put over. She needs this if she's going back against Nia Rose again. Which I'm kind of not too fond of because both Big Swole and Nia Rose are not one of the best in the business. They're still kind of green. Nia Rose is still kind of green. She is green. And Big Swole is kind of green. You could see from how she worked in the ring. She was still a bit green. So, you could have left Big Swole out of this. You could have left Britt Baker out of it. I would like to see more of Nia Rose. Let her talk because technically speaking, Nia can talk. Nia Rose can talk. And if you had to have Britt Baker, let her talk and then bring Nia Rose out saying, "Get the hell out of my ring, bitch." That would have made sense. Let Britt Baker have her moment. Let Nia Rose come out and scare the living hell out of a Britt Baker, making her leave the ring and making sure that Nia Rose is the one on the food chain who's on top of that food chain and no one's going to get rid of her. I think that would have been more effective. Cody Rhodes had his moment to not be happy about what happened at that match. Cody Rhodes was bitching that he can't stand knowing that in this business, whoever wins the match gets a good amount of money. This is about business, but it went beyond business and became personal, but then it's still business. And I can't separate the two. I want MJF to come out here and I want MJF to face me face to face and say simply, "I beat you fair and square." That's what he wanted. But instead of having him, you can see him in my face. I'm sure I got that shot. You got Jake the Snake Roberts coming out. Jake Roberts. I don't know how long has it been since he's actually been seen nationally. He's not seen on NWA. He's not there. He has been seen on Impact. He has been seen in WWE much. Not unless they want to card out a legend. So seeing him here was special. And everyone was cheering for him. He gets into the ring and his throat is still jacked. I think he had throat cancer at one point. So it's understandable why his throat was messed up. I could be wrong, but I think he had throat cancer and they had to remove a tumor from it. But hearing him say that his client is coming and that he is going to change everything and that he is going to kick his ass. I think Jake was talking about Cody's ass. But essentially speaking, time is coming for Cody. And that it's going to happen very soon. It was different to see a legend in a different type of situation than you normally would in a WWE ring. And I found that much better than what the WWE would do. WWE doesn't bring out a legend to try and help to get over younger talent. Instead of using the legends they still have employed, they never booked them, or they never booked them properly if they ever used them. So seeing that Jake Roberts is in the situation that could get someone over is really good. Now, going with that, Tully Blanchard was with Spears. And is still looking for, when are they going to find the right team partner for the Spears? For the chairman of AEW? I don't know. I'm wondering if it's someone new. Maybe it might be a Luke Harper. I know Luke Harper shouldn't be in a tag team. He should destroy, but they may do it. You never know. Now, Pac versus Chuck Taylor of the... Honestly, I wasn't really interested in seeing this match between him and Chuck Taylor from the Best Friends. I'd rather see him deal with an Orange Cassidy, which at one point it did happen, But he acted like he had no brain in his head, jumping out of the ring, facing a Cassidy when he knows Chuck Taylor is going to try and nail him. In the end, he does beat him. And then you got the Lucha Brothers coming out. And now the Lucha Brothers with Pac are now Death. The Death Triangle? Really? That's what you're calling Pac and the Lucha Brothers? Death Triangle. I could be wrong. But is it the triangle or triad? I think the Death Triangle. Really? You guys, Pac should already be doing something with a mid-card title. I'm being honest here. The Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr., and the Phoenix should be doing something. And Pentagon Jr. gnawing on Orange Cassidy's ear was funny. But honestly, they need a mid-card title for these guys to be doing something with. Having the main title and the tag titles is not helping. They need another title. I don't care if they don't call it a mid-card title. Need another title. They need another title. If the brothers are not doing anything and Pac are not doing anything, you throw them into a tag team and now into a triad, and now, you get this, you got Dark Order. You got the Inner Circle. Now you have the Death Triad. Well, Death Triangle. Yeah, and you got best friends with Cassidy. How many groups do you have? You got more groups than you have singles competitors on Dynamite. They need to have a title so they can have fights over it. It's just me. We got QT. I'm glad that QT Marshall had his moment because we didn't see much of him in the last couple of months. We finally got Hager in the ring looking a bit better. To me personally, I think Jake Hager is still geared for MMA. His body, his ring work is geared to MMA. It is not geared for the ring. He's more geared as a real fighter than he is as a pro wrestler. That's just me. You guys can tell me below. Because he still gets tanked. And unless he's working constantly for AEW, working AEW Dark and AEW Dynamite, he just doesn't look like he's in really great ring shape. Yes, it was a good match where he did not sell a damn thing from Marshall. And it made sense that he shouldn't be selling anything from Marshall generally. But he still looks tanked. And he's not using enough MMA moves to make what he's doing in the ring, getting tanked so quickly, means something because he's getting tanked. And if he's an MMA fighter that's getting tanked in a wrestling ring, he has to act more like MMA. He's got to whip his ass, giving him more head strikes, giving him more knee strikes, giving him more holds than just using a chokehold to finally end the match. That's just me. You guys tell me below. And I know I could talk about what happened afterward, but I'm not going to because of what's going to happen at the end of this review. Now, MJF was talking. MJF had the shirt, I pinned Cody. It's in my face. That was nice. That was nice. I enjoyed that. He pretty much said, I want a title. I don't care who I got to go through. I'm going to get a title. I don't need to care about anything. Generally, that's what he said. I'm fine with seeing MJF get a title, but the way things are going with Moxley and the Inner Circle, I just don't see him doing anything right now. And this again shows the weakness of AEW. They don't have an extra title for these guys to work with. They need a new title. I don't care if they can say that it can do things that the other title can't do. I don't care. I don't care if they say if you get a new title, you headline every pay-per-view for the next 6 months. Whatever. Just give us a new title, AEW, please. That's just me. You guys tell me below. Following the match, Moxley and Darby Allin versus Guevara, the Spanish God, and the Champion. Now, what do we get? You get Moxley getting his ass whooped before he even makes the ring. And it's all Darby Allin. I do love Darby Allin. He reminds me of Mankind. That's Mankind to me. A young, skinny version of Mankind. That's what Darby Allin is to me. You guys can disagree with me, I understand, but this is the way I'm seeing. He's not an Undertaker. He's not. He's not a Kabbalah. He's not a Yokozuna. He's not someone big. His character is way bigger than that. He gives off a character of a Mankind. So everything he did makes sense as a Mankind. I wish that Mick Foley would come in and give him the moniker of the new Mankind. I know he can't do that because that's connected to WWE. But in a sense, give a moniker that this guy is my replacement. That's what I hope Mankind, the original Mick Foley, would do for Darby Allin. That he would come to AEW and he say in front of a crowd and call Darby Allin out and he says, I watched you. I've seen you. You were amazing. You remind me of myself. I can't give you my name because, of course, you guys know the reason why. But I give you what is from me. Mick Foley, you are my successor. That's what I want from Mick Foley. Even if you couldn't use the Mankind name there in AEW because it's connected with WWE and it would be trademark, at least he would give him his blessing. That's what I want. Back to the match. Eventually, Darby Allin is wiped out by the Judas Effect. He jumps through the ring and Chris elbows him straight to his jaw. Done. Match is over, but then you got Moxley coming. Moxley comes from the back after getting his butt kicked in the concession stand. And he gets his butt kicked again. And we get, I kid you not, a 3-man powerbomb with 2 extra guys in the back. They put him through a table, and as you see in my face, which I'm going to be using as my thumbnail, F you WWE. That's what we just got in this show. F you to WWE. We're better. Suck it. That's what they gave off. Now, does that mean that's what they did purposely? I can't say yes or no. But it really does feel like they just gave a big middle finger to the WWE saying that our Revolution is going to be better than your Elimination Chamber. Because Elimination Chamber is coming this Sunday. I will be hopefully be watching it and I'll do a review on it. And if I got to compare it compared to Revolution, if I'm right, Revolution is going to be better. Even though it had errors and problems in it, it was probably better than the Elimination Chamber. In most cases, not talking about takeovers, which I don't normally do reviews of. But this just felt like a big finger to the WWE. But this is just me. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.